Scorpio is the archetype of transformation through deep, intense experience of emotional surrender. Planets in Scorpio are charged to investigate the mysteries of life. Concealed within the depths of Scorpio are hidden the secrets behind sex, death, and rebirth as vehicles of change and release. Through transformational alchemical processes, Scorpio understands the dynamics of the soul and its seasons. This archetype is about the investigation of the eternal mystery of life through probing its taboo depths. Scorpio inspires you to let go of the past in order to embrace the possibilities of the future. As the old saying goes, when old doors close, new ones open.
Welcome to this vlog. The intention is to film these monthly, but you know, like we vibe, we flow, and I don't force myself to like create when I don't want to create just because I like set a structure one time. But one of the ideas that I had for this vlog that I really wanted to explore was try to find the right words. So I'm super into energetics and I live my life, like my perception on reality. I see the material world, but I also am very sensitive to the subtle energies that are at play around us. And I am not personally like a huge fan of astrology. I have fun with it when it comes up, but it's not something that I'm like super in depth. Like I understand the general concepts of it, and I did do like a beginner course on it once. I'm just gonna sit on my desk, but it's not something that I'm like an expert on or something that I like live and swear by. It can still be really fun and helpful for our like inner work and self-development journey to begin training ourselves to notice like subtle energetic themes and transits and archetypes and all that are like playing out in our reality around us. So for this vlog, all of that being said, I wanted to play around with naming these vlogs like by the horoscope or like the zodiac sign that they are filmed under, because I want to post these monthly, so I want to have like a more chill long filming period for a vlog instead of like a week where I'm like just like filming everything, or like a day where I'm filming everything. By having it month long, I feel like there's just more like ease with it because I can just pick up the camera when I feel like it, and it kind of I feel like also then makes a more interesting vlog. So because I was doing monthly, I was like, oh, you know what else is monthly? The zodiac sign changes. And so, and I also just happened to have the idea to start filming a vlog literally on the first day of, or no, like 2 days before Scorpio season started. And then I was like, contemplated it for 2 days. And then on Sunday, the 23rd of October, I was like, okay, we're gonna start filming today. So this is why this is called the Scorpio season vlog. The idea that I had is I wanna see what the energies of Scorpio are, like the archetypes. If I know what those are and I watch myself live my life throughout the month, do I notice any of those scorpionic themes in my actual day-to-day life? So it's kind of like a fun experiment, but also another good thing about it is that I feel like because I love energy, I feel like astrology is a really good way to introduce people to the world of energy, because it is such an established thing, you know, established, I don't know what the word is, but an established thing in our world with like history that dates back thousands of years. And at the same time of that, I feel like putting Scorpio season vlog in my title can also begin to attract newer audience and things like that. So yeah, we're just trying it out, see how it goes. We'll see if I get to Sagittarius season, but I think I will, because I'm having fun with filming this so far. but ask me again when I'm in editing. So yes, that's the intro, that's the vibe. Hope you have fun. So it's super warm right now, and I'm playing fetch with Luna. I wanted to show you because it's really pretty out with all the fall leaves. Luna, but I have to bribe her. Let me show you. Okay, so she's got the, where's your ball? There it is. Wanna drop it? Do you wanna drop it? I have to give her something in exchange, and I have these extra grape tomatoes that I'm not gonna eat because I don't really like grape tomatoes raw. But okay, wait. Can I drop it? Wait. Oh, she's already running. Good girl. Let me feed her this grape. Lena, come here. You want this? I mean, tomato. This tail behavior means she's really, really happy. Especially when it kind of goes in circles like a helicopter. Garrett's here. Hello. I am making some challah bread today. And I thought I would just mention that. I don't think do I wanna? Maybe I'll like montage a little bit of me kneading the dough, because with challah bread, you have to knead for like quite a bit of time, so 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll do a little like speed through of that, but right now I'm just waiting for my egg to come to room temperature. So basically, this is like olive oil, honey, and eggs, and I need to just take the egg yolk. These are 2 full eggs. And this one, I need just the egg yolk. And this is my attempt at separating the egg from the yolk, and it didn't work. So now I have to use a new egg. Don't worry though, I'll use that. I'll like make scrambled egg with that. But this is in warm water because I need it to be room temperature for the recipe. Another thing that I'm doing right now is, here's my sourdough starter, which I have been vlogging with my phone. And today's the day where I have to discard some of it, so I'm gonna make some like sourdough discard pancakes with this green onion. By the way, I think the sourdough starter has attracted many flies. Like, look how many fruit flies there are. Garrett set up the trap. Can you see? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's from the sourdough starter. Focus! Eee. Okay, yeah, so that's what's happening right now. I also had a call today. It's the first ever Overflow Mystery School pouring ceremony call. And I haven't hosted or facilitated a group call in a long time, and I'm kind of feeling tired from it, but anyway. One thing that I've noticed about myself is that when I'm in this tired state sometimes, oh yeah, by the way, don't pay attention to the kitchen. It's funny. What was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes when I'm in calls or like really mentally engaged, especially if it involves like a period of time where I'm talking a lot, my brain feels super overstimulated afterwards, and it's really hard for me to like focus on anything, and I feel really tired. And for a very long time, I had no idea what to do in these moments where I was like kind of waiting for myself to regenerate, because watching things or taking in more content didn't help. It just kind of made it worse. But recently I've discovered that cooking and walking, but walking sometimes takes extra energy, right? But cooking specifically with no, like not watching anything, not listening to any podcasts, just like cooking, that has been really helpful for those periods of time where my brain's like overstimulated. When I was younger, my mom used to call it like saturated. So it's a feeling that I'm familiar with. And yeah, so anyway, the other thing that I was gonna potentially make as well was homemade score bars. I don't know if you basically take graham crackers, chocolate, and make like a caramel thing with butter and brown sugar. So we'll see. I feel like that's all I really want to do. If I sit down, I'm just gonna like go on my phone because I don't have the capacity to do anything else, and I don't want to get into like a scroll hole. So yeah, okay. Just wanted to show you our feast. So this is the pancake that I'm making out of that sourdough starter discard. I think I talked about it in this vlog. And then I have this curry that I made the other day. This is a chicken that Garrett made. What's in it, Garrett? Well, it's really good. I'm not like a huge chicken. I mean, I eat chicken if it's fried, but...
Rosemary, butter, brown sugar, garlic, salt, pepper.
Habaneros.
Habaneros.
Yes, and then guess what's under here? This is, I'm proofing my challah dough. Look how nice it got. So I'm just letting it rise, and I have it on the stove because the stove is a warmer, it's off, but it's just a warmer environment for it. Yeah, what do you think, Luna? What's on your face? She's so good. We went to the forest today. I didn't vlog it.
If I do oven cancel, that's not going to stop your timer, is it? 56 minutes. No, okay, we're good.
All right. Gonna eat this. Bye. Okay. I'm just gonna, it's like 10 p.m. I'm gonna make a, holding a banana. I'm gonna make a milkshake because I ate bread today. I made challah bread that I was showing you yesterday. I don't want to show you the end result. Actually, you know what? I'll show you the end result to get over my perfectionism. I don't even want to take it out of the package right now. But I sprinkled like sesame seeds, and I wanted to like toast them a little bit. So I like broiled it, but I just broiled it literally for like 10 seconds too long and just made the top like, it looks like it's really burnt, but it's not like it's edible. And it's not, like it doesn't really taste burnt. But yeah, the inner perfectionism is like triggered AF about this because I wanted it nice. But I think that's something that baking and cooking more has been teaching me recently, is just getting used to being less of a perfectionist with my creations. So yes. The lighting's really dim. But I thought I would clarify that I was drinking a milkshake, not like an ice cream one. Not that there's anything wrong with an ice cream milkshake, but I actually had an ice cream milkshake earlier today. This is kind of like one of my go-to drinks when I kind of don't want to eat anything, but I still want to feel a little nourished. So I just use milk. I just add milk, like regular 2%. Move to better lighting. Regular 2%, cacao powder, almond butter, and then a banana. And sometimes I add in like other powders and stuff and whatever I feel, but that's kind of my go-to. Look at this cool chalice glass. Really pretty. I love nice glasses or just like aesthetically pleasing things. The more that I pay attention to aesthetics, even in like the smaller things in my life, like for example what glasses I'm drinking from, it makes a huge, it's just like makes a huge effect on how much satisfaction I feel or how much fulfillment I feel for my life, which is also one of the reasons, like speaking of perfectionism on that same thread, I am like so excited to vlog right now, and I wanna vlog a lot more of like the kitchen adventures that I'm having because I've gotten into bread making recently, and I am vlogging some of that. But at the back of my mind, like I'm so bothered that the kitchen here is like not aesthetically pleasing right now. Like let me just show you. Do you see my like inner perfectionist like wanting to like explain things to you? But for her, this is the kitchen right now. So we live at Garrett's family's cottage, and the floors, if you've watched any of my previous cottage vlogs, the floors actually recently got done like last month in September. And we also have a new fridge, but the rest, like there's like the panels off of the things are, because the Garrett's parents are like experimenting with different colors and things, so some of them are different colors. There's a part of me that's like really bothered that I don't have like that beautiful aesthetically pleasing kitchen that I personally really enjoy when I watch people's cooking vlogs. But it'll just have to do, you know. I mean, I'm grateful that I have a kitchen at all. And I'm grateful especially that this kitchen is so much more spacious than the kitchen that we had when we lived in Toronto on Ossington. And this has so much more light because there's like multiple windows, and it's just so much more spacious. So honestly, I've literally nothing to complain about, but it's just that like aesthetic. I want the fucking aesthetic. All right. So today I actually woke up early, and I like the journey of me and trying to wake up early is it's been a long one, and I have these periods where it's really easy for me to wake up earlier and have like a morning. And then there's other times where I like completely fall off and I can only like wake up between like 10 to 12. And I should mention that the reason I want to wake up early is because I just feel like it expands the amount of time that you have. I mean, it does. What do I mean? I feel like it does, you know, like when I have a morning and not just an afternoon and evening and night, it just feels like I just feel a lot more limitless. And there's also something about the morning calmness that just feels so good, and I want to like tap into that more. I don't have to wake up early, so I don't like necessarily forcing myself to get up with an alarm. When I say I'm trying to wake up early, what I'm really trying to do, like my course of action, is very much just like trying to go to sleep as early as possible and then naturally waking up earlier, because I don't like when the alarm goes off, it just like really it like shocks my body, right? It's an alarm. And I feel like that sometimes puts me in more of a heightened anxiety state just because of like my nervous system's reaction to being alarmed awake. So I don't like using that. But when I do, like today I woke up at like 8:15 by myself, and I went outside to the balcony and I viewed some light. And if you like, I'll leave a link for this podcast that I listened to from Andrew Huberman. But there's something about like taking in light into your eyeballs in the morning, like it just helps you set up your circadian rhythm and align it. So that's been really helping, because that helps me go to sleep at a proper time at night. Have I ever showed you my current room setup? I don't think so, but first let me show you our I don't even know what to call it our center room setup. So this is the top floor of our cottage. So those are stairs going down.
That's Garrett's parents' room when they're visiting. And this is our little like middle space. It's got some plants. This is our money tree plant, and it has a really interesting story. So hold on, let me just switch back to my face. So now it's hot. When we got this plant, this money tree, I actually got it from our friends Orion and Michelle, and they gave it to me for my birthday. When they bought it, they stored it in the trunk of their car, and then they had to do like I think it's a 3 to 4 hour drive to get here because they were staying with us for the weekend. And it was really cold outside, so the plant froze. And for like weeks afterwards, we were convinced, or I was convinced, that the plant was completely dead because there were no leaves. It was just all brown and it just looked dead. But for whatever reason, we didn't like dispose of it, and we just kept it in this room over a few weeks. I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks later of it just like sitting by itself, not being watered, not being paid attention to at all. Garrett started noticing that there was like little buds appearing, and when he noticed that, he started taking care of it, which, by the way, Garrett just has an amazing green thumb. Like, he's so good at growing things. And so he started taking care of the plant, and now it looks like this. So it literally revived itself. It's pretty amazing. At the time that it was happening, I was also using that as a metaphor for my own money journey and my own money healing stuff that was going on at the time. So all around, it was a really cool experience. So the other plant here is, I don't know what type of plant it is actually. I think I'm gonna take a photo and put the name of it up because it's really, really pretty. This is a plant that's very new to this home. Garrett's parents brought it. It was his grandma's, but his grandma moved recently and she didn't have space for it. So now it lives with us. And these are some pepper plants that we grew. These were sitting outside for the warm weather. So these are habaneros. And then there's a jalapeno plant over here and another jalapeno plant that isn't looking so hot over here. And these were outside, but recently it's been frosting and stuff, so we brought them inside, and they ripened once they got inside, but they were already growing when they were outside, so I'm not sure if they're going to continue growing inside over the colder season. I don't know if this area will give them the amount of light that they need, but all we knew is that if we left it outside, they for sure would die, but at least inside they might have a chance also. I didn't vlog them, but we also were growing some tomato plants. And these are some like tiny runt tomatoes that have just been sitting here. We actually got a really, really nice harvest off of them. We grew heirloom tomatoes and we grew Roma tomatoes, and we had so many. We had like more than 30 fruits per plant, and for many weeks, like at the end of August and in September, we were just like overrun with tomatoes. But yeah, okay. Now that that's done, I'm going to show you my room. I think for a long time I didn't want to show you my room because I didn't like remember how yesterday I was talking about like how I really care about aesthetics, but now the floors are done and the room is cuter, so I want to show you now. So this is a bathroom, and as you can see, this bathroom was not here like a few years ago. Literally just before we moved in is when Garrett's dad like built this here, and it used to be like one big room. But anyway, there's a bathroom here now, so it's nice. It's almost an ensuite, but not really, because that's like the door to, I feel like if the door was connected to this one, then it could be considered an ensuite, but it's close enough though. And it's not painted or anything, there's just like the drywall. Okay, so here we go. This is Luna's bed. And this is my current room. Honestly, it's a very peaceful vibe. I don't know if you can feel it through the camera. This is a sculpture piece that I got really to hold my earrings collection, as you can tell. I need a full-length mirror, but that's
what I have right now, and so when I want to see my whole outfit, I just walk all the way back and make do with that. This rug you may recognize from when we were in Toronto. That's our bed, our tree, my closet. These are some paintings that were given to us by Garrett's grandpa when he moved. They're really, really cool and super on vibe. I got this, I work a lot from bed, so I got this like bed table. Those are my books on the side and my night table. There's another plant in the corner, and then my desk. I used to have a lot of things on my desk, but recently, there was a lot of things on that tabletop and a lot of things on that, but recently I've been really embracing minimalism a bit and finding like pleasure in spaciousness. And this is my view outside, which is so beautiful. And let me just show you, this also goes out to a balcony, which I love spending time on, especially when it's warmer. And there's just some beautiful, beautiful trees out here. Lunas, come back. Luna, come on. Oh well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed my tour. My camera is flashing the battery sign now, so. Hello! So I just wanted to film myself while I am starting the process of creating or baking my first ever sourdough bread loaf. I have been working on working with creating the starter, activating the starter for the past like week, 7 days or so now. And it is finally ready to start like baking with it. And I wanted to document my first ever one because I feel like the introduction of bread making into my life is a huge, like, I don't know, I feel like it's like, it's having such a big effect on me and my life and my perspectives and my philosophy on life. And I feel like I'm gonna make a post or a video or something at some point. I was saying, like, I feel like I'm gonna make a post or video or some point about like life lessons that I'm learning from the bread making journey. But hold on, so she's making noise because she dropped her ball and she can't get it. Good job. So I will do that at some point, and I don't know if it'll be posted on my YouTube or within my Overflow Mystery School group, link in the bio, but whatever. Regardless, I feel like that's gonna be coming up. By the way, my hair is oily because I am doing a nice little luxurious coconut oil hair mask. But yeah, I want to show you what my starter looks like right now. Do I really want to get into like the specifics of sourdough making right now? I don't know. But this is like an active one, so I'm gonna start the process. And another thing is like I might vlog. I started vlogging like my process of making the sourdough starter, but then I got bored with it. Essentially, I feel like once I like really get the hang of things, I feel like I will desire to make like a full vlog about what I'm like about my sourdough journey process, just because I learned how to do this and I felt more comfortable getting into the journey of making sourdough after watching other people's vlogs. And if like I could also add my essence to this world, I would love to do that, because even I have this philosophy. So if you're someone who's always like contemplated like making videos or content or posts or whatever, but you feel like there's no point because everything's so oversaturated and whatever, the philosophy that I hold is that even if there's like hundreds of different people that make a video on the same topic, so let's say there's sourdough, like how to make sourdough, each of those hundreds of people are going to have their own spin on it, are going to infuse their own unique essence. And the people who are going to resonate with my sourdough video are maybe not going to be the same people that resonate with like Allison's, which is the girl that I watched, which I will also link. You know, so I feel like the more of us that make videos about things that interest us and about things that have improved our lives. Like, for example, if you are interested in like lifestyle video making, the more the goodness kind of spreads around and the good practices and things, because people feel like what they're interested in is accessible to them because they resonate at some level with the person that is teaching them through the video. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might make how to make sourdough video, but I'm gonna like go through a few loaves before I do so. So let's say in the new year, I might film that vlog. But yeah, I'm all set up. We're gonna do this, and this is my cacao. Link in the bio if you want 10% off your first order of cacao. I'm an influencer now. No, but for real, I drink this every day, and if you watch like a vlog from 2020, that's when I started. And I have only ever bought, like, not really intentionally, but it kind of just worked out like that. I've only ever bought from one company, and it's called It's called Cacao, and it's cacao with a K basically. So ceremonial cacao. Cacao is usually spelled C-A-C-A-O. But the brand that I buy from and that I love, and I've met the founders of it actually in person. So like I've like vibe checked them. They are cacao with a K, so K-A-K-A-O. Anyway, I partnered with them recently, and now I have a referral link, so check the bio if you're interested. And I will, yeah, I'll get a commission from that, obviously, which is like great and lovely. And also on your first order, you'll also get a discount. So yeah, it's all fun for everyone. All right, bye. Look at the sun, dog.
Oh, hi, sun.
Oh no, go back in the sun, dog.
Luna, go sit in the sun.
Go in the sun. Look.
Yeah.
Oh
Good
no.
girl.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
that's
that's a good sun too. Okay, I turned this back
Wait,
on
I can't
because
see her.
Lena, come here. Show everyone your sun
Your
dogness.
face.
The only time she's like easy to photograph. Oh yeah! Amazing. You look magnificent. Okay. Okay, I turned this on to show you this. So this is me drying out some of the sourdough starter that I showed you earlier. So it's literally just spread super thin on parchment paper, and it's gonna take about like a day to dry according to the internet, and then it'll be flaky, and then I could store it in like, what's the word? I can store it
In Tupperware?
yeah, whatever. I can, oh, you look so handsome. Mwah.
Ah.
I can store it in whatever thing I want, and it will kind of be like my backup starter if I ever accidentally kill my live wet starter. But it's kind of hard to do that because they're pretty resilient creatures.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Also, I just making sourdough, it's fun and it's not actually that hard to get into, but there have been a lot of problem-solving moments. Like today when I made, so in the recipe that I'm using, you have to make like a pre-ferment, which like the French word for it is levain, and you make that and then you let that sit for like 12 hours and then you add it to the dough. And I made that like 12 hours too early, because if I made it now, which was like at 10:30 a.m., then I would have to start baking or like creating the dough at 10 p.m. and I can't do that because even the dough process is like 5 hours between like doing things and then letting it sit. So I kind of messed up there, but I had to like problem solve in the moment, and I decided to just like put it, I was like trying to Google search like how to fix my issue. And like the other thing with the pre-ferment is you also have to like, you have to add it to the dough at the right time too. Like you can't let it sit, there's such thing as like letting it sit out too long. So anyway, that's why there's like kind of a time window. And so I was like Googling it, but I couldn't really find any proper answers. And then I was like, wait, let me just check in with myself and like try to figure out what makes sense for me based on what I know. And so I decided that I'm just gonna try putting it in the fridge and then taking it out at around like set 6 or 7 p.m. and then letting it sit for 12 hours. And then by the morning tomorrow, when I can actually create the dough, it should be ready. But also I'm like approaching this whole thing as an experiment, so I'm not really stressed about it. I know there's a lot of stress that I feel like there's so much noise and information about sourdough making online, and I feel like that is this real source of stress, but like in reality, actually doing things, it's not as complex as people make it seem. Also, I'm wearing like double hoodies because I just don't want to be cold. I also have to shower soon and get this oil out, but yeah.
Garrett's doing a photo shoot. And I have that laundry to put away, but who knows how long it'll sit there. She's my best friend. She's my bestie. This is my bestie.
I went to the grocery store with Garrett just now, and we have to ride our bikes to get to the grocery store because we don't have a car. So that's what we did, and here's a little clip of our beautiful, beautiful autumn sunny day bike ride. If you're dressed nicely, it's really, really nice. I think in the winter we're gonna have to figure something else out, but for now it's fine. And we go usually like twice a week or so, or like twice every week and a half. My routine with like meals and stuff, I've really been working on it recently, and so things just kind of like flow pretty easily. And like I would say, yeah, like twice every week and a half we go and like restock on whatever's missing, but often we already have like the bulk of the stuff already at home. We just need like more of the fresh ingredients to buy. But yeah, it's been working out really fun, and it's super nice. And I always think about like in the future, when this is no longer a situation, like if we have a car, if we're not living here, it's always gonna be so funny to like look back to at this point and be like, remember when you used to like bike to the grocery store like little kids? Like that was so fun.
This is what I got just now. So it's eggs. See, it's like mostly like fresh ingredients and staples. Garlic, tomatoes, avocados. This stuff is like for, I'm making a chickpea curry tonight, which I think I actually have a vlog making it before, so that's fun. I'll link that. And then we ran out of olive oil. I'm trying out kefir, I don't know how to pronounce it. I've tried it once before, but not like properly, and all of a sudden I just want to try it, so I'm trying to get apple juice because I love apple juice. Also, have you ever tried apple juice mixed with like sparkling water, or what's that thing called, the green thing, Perrier? Tastes really good. It feels like a fancy drink. Eggs, free range. I would love, honestly, once I have a car, because we live around a lot of farms, I would love, love, love to get farm fresh eggs, but right now, this is what we're doing. Restocking on some basmati rice, and my favorite. Okay, so I saw this in the freezer section today, and it's like curly fries. And I wanted to get it, so I did. So I'm gonna use them in the air fryer. Yeah, we got little Wholeness over there. See how cute is like this section, you know? I've been thinking of like when I make my bread making video, I feel like I can set up some nice cozy shots. And there's Luna. Okay, my camera's dead. So we have, remember, I think I showed you this. Look how they've ripened. I think it's just been, I don't know, just a few days. Hasn't been a full week yet since I last showed you. So these are habaneros. I think this may be the last batch for this season, because I don't know if they're gonna continue growing here, but look how cute. Also, how amazing is this vibe? So I'm gonna put one of these in my curry today. Let's just go with this person. It's not a person. They smell really, really good, and I'm gonna go put this in my curry. But yeah, this summer we've just been like really easily flowing into, I would say, like kind of going back to our roots, like as human beings, cultivating our own food. I'm like baking bread. And just like that kind of thing, is this energy is just like really seeping into our lives. And it started this summer, and I've always romanticized this kind of living because it just feels so fulfilling and wholesome, and you know, just all the like yummy feelings. And so I've been romanticizing for a long time, but I always just thought it would be really hard to get used to it, especially after someone who's like grew up in the city my whole life and just like didn't know anything about how real life actually works because of all the conveniences I had growing up in the city. But we're just like effortlessly flowing into it, just like learning things and getting interested in things, and like just naturally, and the resources and the information we need comes up at the right time. And it's been really nice, and I really look forward to seeing how this aspect of our life grows over time. I have this like far-reaching vision that I won't share with you right now, but it involves a lot of like self-sourcing things, you know, and self-sufficiency. And I love that the way it's coming into my life is not from this like fear energy, because I feel like there's a lot of people in that space, like influencers and stuff, who preach like homesteading or just like preach these types of activities, but it's kind of from like a lens of fear and like apocalyptic vibes, like you better learn how to do this stuff or you won't survive. Like for us, it's really not about that. It's just so like we're doing it because it's fun and it's calm, and we're not doing it to like prepare for anything like terrible. But if like again, like if like we would be resourced if we continue down this path, if something like that happened. But that's not the reason why we're doing it. We're just doing it because it feels so good, and just like feels like we're connecting with our roots, like I just said. There's like a wholeness and a fulfillment in the art of like making your own food, growing your own food, being able to sustain yourself as much as possible just within yourself and within your own family unit. It's really, and within your like local community. So yeah, it's fun exploring.
Hello. So it's Sunday today, and that's kind of like the vibe right now. I'm feeling very tired. Garrett's parents were over this weekend, and when they're around, there's just like a lot happening, and I'm not completely in my routine, so I often end up feeling a little like tired at the end of the weekend. But this weekend, I was still inspired to get some things together for Overflow, the mystery school, which I think I've talked about already in this vlog. Right now, by the way, Overflow, the mystery school, like membership is free because I'm like really building out the space, and I want to make sure that I am bringing actual value to the people who are in it before I start like charging for it. So there's that. But this weekend I spent a lot of time creating this like resource portal for Overflow the Mystery School. And when I launched the space for the first time back in September, I just started off with a group chat because I like the space, this creation, this like idea of a mystery school, like it first came to me in the form of like this energetic feeling. Like all I really knew at the beginning of it, like back in September, was that I wanted to create something that amplified this energy of overflow. So this energy of more than enoughness in my life and in the lives of the people who are playing in that space with me. So a big part of this has also been about detoxing from hustle culture, because one of the things that I have like really intense experience with personally is the process of like self-depletion in favor of like creation or like putting something out into the world, you know, and draining myself and burning out and like over extracting from myself to output. And just as a response to detoxing from that and creating healthier habits that are more sustainable for our creative careers in the long run, that's how Overflow the Mystery School came to be. So in the spirit of that, when I first started it, I didn't have the energy or the time at the moment, at the time, to create like a whole offering, you know, with a website and like all the like, I feel like there's many self-development courses or containers and stuff that like most people just, they build out the whole thing and then invite people into it. This one, something unique that I was guided to do by my inner self about this mystery school was to just allow myself to build it out over time, like as I had the capacity to. And so I started off with a group chat, and then this like new ideas kind of just keep coming over time, and I act on them when I have the energy to and when I have the space and the time to. And this weekend I had the space and the time. By the way, I'm wearing this so my boobs look really good here, but I bought this new bathing suit and it's a little bit tight, so I'm just like wearing it to stretch it out. But this is what I did this weekend. So this is a Google Drive folder, and it's basically like the resource portal for Overflow the Mystery School. And eventually this is all going to take place, like it's all going to be located on an actual Overflow Mystery School website. But again, I don't have the time, capacity, energy, or motivation to create a whole website yet. So for now we're doing Google Drive. But I don't know if you can read it, but it's like we have different folders, and the idea is that you start at this page and then you let your resonance move you. And okay, let's go into wisdom drops. So there's codes and contemplations. So the concept is like, so we have that group chat, right? And it's been active and we've been doing things. So basically I'm taking like, especially for this wisdom drop section, I'm taking what we have been discussing in the group and then compiling it all into one place in an easy to access place, you know? And then, so that's a wisdom drop section. There's this other section called like media library, where you can see it's like podcast, books. Like these are also recommendations and things that come up in our group chat when we're interacting with one another. And then I just like compile them here. So if you are in the group and you wanted to like get a podcast recommendation, you could like go into here and see what we have. That's what we have so far. And then I like this one, insightful memes. Right? So that's like the idea, and I just love it so much because it's kind of like you take what you need and it's like a well of resource that you have access to. So I just like compiled that all. I started like about a week ago, and then I finished it this week and like announced it to the members. And I'm just so proud of it because it's like really healing my perfectionism to not feel the need to like, because I have the vision, right? Like I have a vision of a like website for this resource portal and all of that. And it's really healing my perfectionism to be like, okay, I don't have the capacity right now to create a whole website. So what can I do instead? Like instead of just like not doing anything, is there, like I could just do Google Drive, you know, which satisfies the functionality, doesn't satisfy my personal aesthetics, like in all the ways that I want, but it does satisfy the functionality of it, and it just allows myself to like put that idea out there sooner and care less about like just dissolve some of that perfectionism. So yeah, this has been like working on Overflow and being in it and interacting with the members has been such a healing experience for me and continues to be healing, and I'm just so proud of it and proud of what it's becoming and proud of what it's inspiring in me. And yeah, I just wanted to share that because I think I mentioned Overflow a few times in other parts of this vlog, but now I just like wanted to like talk about it more. And if you want to join us, if you feel the resonance with this, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for you. Punch! 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 Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Punch. 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 Get her! 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 What? Let me see the teeth. Let me see the teeth. Let me see the big sharp teeth. Let me see them. Okay, ready? All done.
Look at that dock. Look how they just suspend it.
Yeah. How you doing, Luna? This is for my vlog. This is like so scenic. There's a loon right there. I don't know if you can see it. We're quite closer now. But today it was, hold on, let me flip the camera around. So it's quite warm today. And we haven't been on the canoe all season. I think last time we were on the canoe was back like in spring of this year. But felt the inspiration today. Oh, Luna's finally, oh, never mind. Right as I said that, she stood up, but she lied down.
Before or after spring.
Perks of living up here. Don't have as much socialization, but this is still pretty good. And I feel like a lot of people would say this is better than having a lot of humans to socialize with. Also, Garrett is nice enough. He said I don't have to paddle.
I just need you as a counterweight.
He said he just needs me as a counterweight. Here, let me show you behind me. I should be sitting this way, but this is really good vlog material.
Oh shit, look at this dog. It's really getting busted up. See that?
Yeah.
Bowing in the middle.
Yeah.
That's actually really lucky that they have those concrete pads there because they could just rebuild the dock on top of it.
Yeah.
It lasts
That's not hard.
quite a long time.
And it's also situated a lot higher than like ours. That log cabin's really nice. Hey, that's really nice too. I don't think I've seen. Wait, are these the places that are... Oh yeah, these are like the ones further down our street. But they're further away from the road.
There's a nice A-frame in there too.
Yeah. Okay, enjoy the last looks vlog. I'm gonna stop recording so I can be here now.
Now I just want to show you how foggy it is outside.
But so beautiful because the sun's out. Isn't it gorge? So I started walking a lot more
recently. Let me put you right here. And then I got a crouch. I started walking a lot more recently, and something that I found that really works for me, unless I'm like really tired, then I don't force myself to at this time, but something that's been really working for me to keep my mood lifted and stable throughout the day is going on like I tell myself it can be a short walk if it needs to be, like it could be like a 10-minute thing if I want, but that's usually to just get rid of that initial mental resistance, because when I'm actually out and walking, it feels really good and then I want to go for longer, and so I end up averaging like a 2K walk, which ends up being like 25 minutes, and it's super nice. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. The balcony's kind of a mess right now. What are you looking at? Yeah, but it's not cold out, surprisingly. I mean, it's cool. It's fall temp. But it's not like cold. All right. Let's go. I don't think I'm gonna vlog it because I don't want to take my camera. Hello. Just thought I would come here and have kind of like a little debriefing session. This is like the first time that I feel like in this vlog I am speaking to themes and events happening in my life right now that are directly related to like Scorpionic themes, and so I thought it'd be interesting to just like name them. So this stuff is kind of happening in the periphery of my life. It's not something that is directly affecting me in my own interactions, but a lot of the themes of like death, rebirth, transformation, like the darkness of life, the underbelly of life, like those energies are playing out right now in my experience, but within the lives of those close to me. So specifically in the lives of Garrett's family members. One of the things that's happening that like really came up today is Garrett's uncle. He's not doing so well in the hospital. He was diagnosed with cancer earlier this year, and it's been like a journey for the whole family over the year, because Garrett was like, his uncle was almost like a second father figure for him. So dealing with the sickness and the potential passing away of, and that's like really brought in those themes. Other than that, like there's been a lot of like mental health things going on as well in some people's lives that I know, and there's been a lot of like heaviness and darkness in that realm around me. From my perspective, I have like, these themes are nothing new to me. Like I have visited such depths of life, you know, and so whenever I get confronted with things in life that are like really dark and heavy and bring up a lot of negative emotions like grief and sadness and confusion, I am more comfortable in those spaces and places, and it almost feels like when this stuff happens around me in the lives of like other people, and it almost feels like my role is often to just be more of like a supportive presence and this reminder to people of the organic nature of the death process, or of the deterioration process, or the degenerative process that we experience as human beings on this planet. And like that it is like accepting and honoring the discomfort that it brings up, and the sadness and the grief that it brings up, but that kind of like amplifying an acceptance of it at the same time. I feel like that has really been where my role has fallen with these things over the past few years. I think it's easy for me to say because I'm not, like, for example, if Garrett was diagnosed with an illness and I had to directly deal with like my life partner being taken away from me, and that like obviously I would have a different level of composure and a different level of acceptance with it. But right now with like things happening, it's like it all is just happening in the periphery, and it still affects me because it affects the people that I'm around, and the energy is just like very present in interactions. And but at the same time, I feel at ease. I am obviously not celebrating any of this stuff happening, but at the same time I feel comfortable with it, which I want to just take a moment to, I guess, celebrate that within myself, that I've gotten to a point where these kinds of things don't destabilize me in the same way that they would years ago, you know. And like I keep saying, like if it was Garrett or someone like directly close to me that this was happening to, I would have a different perspective. But I just mean in general, like helping other people through the themes of death, dying, deterioration, degeneration, loss. I celebrate that I have learned how to process these truths of life to a degree where I feel I know how to feel stable and centered amidst the storms, you know. But yeah, I just thought I would bring that up here, especially because this, like, that was one of the points of this vlog series, was to see if the themes of the season, so in this case Scorpio season, present themselves during the season. And this is like obviously happening. Yeah, but that's really what I'm noticing, a lot of like mental health things that point to leaving the body, and then sicknesses that people are going through, health problems, just things like that, that remind us that this life is temporary, and just remind me at least, remind me to be grateful for the fact that just remind me to be grateful for the fact that I am healthy, my close loved ones are, you know, just, I guess, just grateful for life in general, and for this experience in general, and for our experience to process, and our experience to be resilient through. And yeah, but yeah, just taking a moment to honor all of it, the entire wholeness of the human experience.